microphone working? Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I had this damper on yesterday. This is just a cheap Amazon one. It is adjustable. And then I went in and installed the Folens. So it's an exact copy of an Öhlins damper, and it works really well. I've got one on the MT10. I've had it on there for the better part of a year. Works great so far, so I threw one of those on here. Yes, I did add the sticker because I bought Öhlins shocks. I have Öhlins shocks on the MT10, so I had a bag of stickers that came with my legit stock shocks. So this thing has 24 clicks of adjustment. It's on number 12, so it's dead in the middle. I like it to be a little stiffer, giggity. So let's see how it feels under harder acceleration with taming that front end jitteriness of the stock one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the stock one, go watch the video I put up yesterday. And you'll see what I was talking about. The stock one's like a 2-circuit, low and high speed, and it's just got a bunch of slop and play in the middle. So when you start getting that handlebar oscillating back and forth, it gets a little jittery because it's not really doing much when it's in that in-between between left and right transitions. So I wanted to go to an adjustable but linear. And usually when it's bouncing like that and the front's coming up and down, that's when I'm feeling the jitteriness as the tire's kind of skipping along the ground. That's third throttle. This thing is just crazy fun. You barely touch the gas. It just wants to play. So this would just be a quick video. It's not really much of a vlog. It's more just, I tried the other one, and that's the one I used on the ZX6R, and I've used a couple of those before. I think I put the link in. I'll definitely put the link for this one in the description. But this is, it's an Amazon, it's a Chinese copy of an Öhlins. I have never had bad luck with any of them. They've all worked. The exception was one of them, and it was because the end cap, you know, because they tighten with, you need like a special tool to tighten the end caps. They put it together, fill it with oil, tighten it, and one of them worked its way loose, and so oil leaked out. So when I get one of these things, the first thing I do is put a little bit of either red thread locker on it or just a drop of super glue. And that's all I have to do. And on those that I've used, and I've used these on several bikes, used them on track, on the street, up in the mountains, no issues. They all work real well. So, I mean, it's just a piston with it. I mean, it's an adjustable damper. I mean, I know that Öhlins is, oh, it's better quality, and maybe that one would last me 8 years, and it's rebuildable. Well, for $45, if I got to replace it every 3 years, I really don't care. Like I said, as long as nothing unscrews or anything like that. I mean, there's really, I mean, it's just, it's an adjustable valve. It's full of oil, and depending on how much you adjust the valve, it either opens up the aperture or closes it, or maybe there's a shim stack or something, and the more it compresses, the less it lets through. But either way, you're just adjusting the flow of oil through a hole. It's well made, it's well machined. Well, it's doing its job so far. feels good. It's a big ass dog. Which way you guys going? Maybe it's not that big. It looked big. Maybe those people are just small. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to go ride the Speed Twin. I've totally been neglecting that bike, and I love that bike. It's nowhere near as fast as this, but it's got a lot of character, and it's a lot of fun. Gravel. I need to just get on a couple little straightaways where I can just really, it's mainly when you're like wide open throttle and that front tire is just skimming the ground. That's where I was noticing kind of unwanted input, and it started oscillating a little bit back and forth, and it never got into a head shake because at some point it would snap fast enough that the steering damper's high speed damping circuit would catch it, but in between it would just give this little bit of wobble, a little bit of back and forth. And when I took the damper off, it was very clear why. I'm going to say, well, how good could a $45 Chinese damper be? I don't know, man. I've been using them on multiple bikes for years on street and track, and they've always been fine. So, and obviously the stock one from Yamaha wasn't working all that well, and apparently it's not uncommon for them to be like that, to be a bit jittery. Yeah, we're going to do the suspension. Waiting on Kent from GMD CompuTrack. We're going to do a shock, front springs, new valves, you know, whole drop-in cartridges. I would imagine K-Tech. Had good luck with K-Tech racing. We'll do K-Tech cartridges and springs, 5-weight oil, and then we'll do either a K-Tech shock or Nitron. I don't think I'll get an Öhlins for this for a price I'm willing to pay. But K-Tech makes really good stuff, and it's pretty reasonably priced. And it's rebuildable and serviceable and all that good stuff. So, alright, I'm going to have to just make a left here because apparently my bike is not going to turn on. It's not going to trip that sensor. And there's literally nobody coming, so we're going. Breaking the law, breaking the law. As soon as I get a little bit of a straightaway. Alright. A little bit of wobble when I hit. We're going to give it another click. Basically, I want the minimum amount of damping that it takes to tame that little bit of flick. Let's give it one more click. There we go. So now we're on 13 of 24. And it was barely flicking, so. little bit of flick, a little bit, but I was going over some rough pavement. I'm going to give it one more click, and I think we're going to call it a day. So that'll put us at 14. So I don't want to. You never want to be like anywhere near the limit of the range of adjustment. But I think one more click ought to do it. That'd be 14 out of 24, which means I'm still 10 clicks away from full in. I think that is perfectly acceptable, and that's going to give me just that right amount of damping. I'll go home, make sure everything's tightened and everything's got red Loctite or blue Loctite, whatever. Just make sure nothing loosens. But my faux lens appears to be a success. I can almost reach down and give it a click while I'm coasting. I can. There. Now we're at 14. Or, yeah, I gave it one click, so it went from 12 to 13, 14. I'll double check the clicks, so if anyone else wants to buy this, I'll put a link to my Amazon page. Well, a link to my affiliate on Amazon, but I want to say it was like $48 or something shipped. And I think I ordered it yesterday. Yeah, I did. I ordered it yesterday afternoon, and it showed up today. So for that kind of money, fuck, buy one and have another one as a spare, just as a backup. Nothing wrong with that. I think I'm gonna go home and grab my Speed Twin, go for a little more leisurely cruise. I want to do one more straightaway pull and just see if it got rid of that last little bit of the jitters. And it's only when you're at wide open throttle, and that front end just keeps coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down, because the lift control is trying to keep it down. And so it keeps kind of hitting, bouncing off the pavement, or skimming, where it's kind of making intermittent contact with the pavement. My allergies are... God, my eyes are itchy. My face, it feels like the inside of my head is itching. Waiting for my goddamn allergy medicine to kick in. Got antihistamine eye drops and a powerful antihistamine, as well as nasal spray. So between the three, I'm hoping that this will smooth out. Actually, maybe I should go home and sit in the air conditioning out of the pollen for just relax on the couch for a little bit and go riding all day tomorrow. The worst time of year for me. I always have a little bit of allergies, but all the green pollen that covers everything, you can taste it and see it, doesn't bother me. That's pine mainly. Stuff that does me into the hardwoods, hickory, maple, oak is a bad one for me. I'm like really allergic to that one. So those are all the ones that are blooming right now. I got another 2 to 3 weeks of kind of being in hell. Yeah, this damper's working better than the OEM one. Oh, it definitely feels, it still feels agile. It's just when you're standing pretty still, like you're standing in the driveway and you go to turn the bars, you feel that little bit of resistance. But honestly, when you're riding, you're never really turning the bars other than parking lots. You're mainly leaning, so I don't know, it feels pretty damn good. Cannot wait to get the GB racing covers and the suspension, and that's really it. There's nothing else you can really add to this bike. I mean, I'm sure if you looked really hard you'd find something, but it doesn't need levers. These levers are adjustable. I got Brembo, man. I mean, maybe braided brake lines. I guess I could do that. Might give me just a little more bite and a little less fade. It is a Brembo master cylinder, but it's not it's Brembo radial master cylinder, and they are radial calipers, but they're Yamahas. They're not, they're decent, but braided lines have probably probably is not a bad idea on a bike that generates this kind of speed. Alright, let's see. Is this dummy gonna make a right? Please don't make a right. Just go straight. Yeah. 14 clicks out of 24 seems to do the trick. That was a whole bunch of potholes and shitty Ripley pavement. I like to kind of go wheeling over that just to see how the bike reacts, because it kind of bounces me all over, and that's what ends up giving the unwanted steering input and those jitters I was feeling. It's planted. Yeah, when it touched down, beautiful. That is just enough damping where it doesn't make the steering feel heavy. It just makes it feel planted and stable. Good job, Chinese O-rins. Yeah, instead of faux wins, I could just call it O-rins. That's racist again. No, it isn't. Shut up. It's how a lot of Chinese people say the L, the letter L. It just is what it is. If you're offended, I can't help you. It's okay to make jokes. In a way, I'm complimenting them. Not on the whole saying O-rins thing, but the fact of the matter is, for $45, it's a quality machined product. I didn't see any machining or tooling marks or any weird stress mark. Looks great. If it had come with the Olin sticker on the front, I would have thought it was an Olin's. It's nice and smooth. Yeah. That's how it holds up over time, but so far, color me impressed. Alright, that's it. I don't know if I'm going to video or not, but I'm going to go take out the Speed Twin.